A divine weapon is slowly filling with sharp spikes from the inside. It can break through solid rock to launch a powerful attack. The Il Guao attacks Chongpeng again with his weapon, which is shaped like a bird's claw. The ground explodes, and sharp rocks shoot up from below. Il Guao becomes furious and shouts, "You bastard! How much longer will you trouble me? Die! Die! Die!" He swings his weapon wildly while yelling. Chongpeng is extremely flexible and dodges every strike with ease. Il Guao watches and thinks to himself, no matter how strong and unstoppable you seem, why haven't you trained properly in the short end style? You haven't reached your true peak yet. You're in your 20s. But you fight like someone under 20. If I let you live today, I'll lose all my face. Il Guao then attacks Chongpeng himself, but Chongpeng blocks it easily. Next, the old demon Il Guao uses his powerful special technique called the Crimson Slaughter, or Azure Net. Chongpeng stays calm, focuses his mind, and uses his sword to completely destroy the technique. The old demon is shocked and thinks, how did he do that? How did he find the weak point of my mighty Azure Net so quickly? Chongpeng answers, I don't even know myself. I just watched it and felt that's how it works, so I countered it that way. Il Guao asks in disbelief, you broke it just by watching? Chongpeng replies. Yes. I've been studying your technique from the beginning. It's very complex. Your inner energy is far greater than mine, and your martial arts are much more advanced. That's why it took me a little longer to find the key point, Il Guao repeats in surprise, a little longer. Chongpeng smiles to himself and thinks, now I know how to win. I don't need to learn anything more. He prepares to attack. The old demon looks afraid. Suddenly, the scene changes. The old demon Il Guao bursts out of the deep hole and escapes outside the hall. He is badly injured. It is raining heavily. Chongpeng walks out calmly behind him. Il Guao pulls out a knife and says, I hate the smell of blood mixed with rain. The rain will wash it all away. He quickly stands up, looks around, and calls out, is anyone here? Come quickly and finish this for me. A mysterious man suddenly appears behind him and says, don't call anyone. There's no one here. The old demon is shocked, he didn't sense the man's presence at all. Chongpeng also wonders when this man arrived. Il Guao turns and shouts, who the hell are you? He attacks with his palm covered in powerful aura. But it's too late. In a single strike, the mysterious man cuts off Il Guao's head. The old demon is dead. Chongpeng stares at the mysterious man and asks. Can I ask you one thing? Who are you? No, what are you, really? The scene then shifts to the Fire King. He wakes up in panic and mutters to himself while running, damn it, what kind of mess am I in now? When I closed my eyes, I was unconscious in the forest. Now I've opened them, and I'm inside a cave that feels like a giant prison. My body barely moves. We fought so hard against that guy and nearly lost our lives. Right after the battle ended, my follower passed out. I get all that, but what's with this fat guy? Why am I stuck carrying him and running away? The cave is falling apart. Rocks crash down everywhere. Suddenly, blood spurts from the Fire King's mouth. He sees the cave collapsing fast, the entrance is about to be blocked. He uses his fire energy to speed up and rushes through the narrow path. He thinks to himself, what a terrible situation I'm in. If I hold back and worry about side effects, I might die here. Before my condition gets worse, I'll go all out and escape in one big move. He activates his skill, the Flame Blood One Path technique. His body turns into a burst of fire, blasting a path forward as he flies out. Outside, huge rocks completely cover the cave entrance. Subordinates of the Demon Lord are waiting there. One man asks the vice leader, everyone is gathered. Please give the order. The vice leader points at the cave and says, listen carefully. It seems the Demon Lord hasn't escaped the underground prison yet. Of course, that shouldn't happen, but if anything bad happens to him, it's over for all of us. You know that, right? I, the vice leader, will take charge. From now on, no one gets left behind. Before he can say more, the cave entrance explodes in flames. The Fire King, Jin Taekyung, still unconscious, and the Divine Doctor come flying out. They roll on the ground from the force of the Fire King's escape technique. The vice leader looks at them and thinks, is that the Demon Lord? The Demon Lord has come out. Of course, there's no way he would stay trapped in a place like that. The Fire King takes a deep breath, his face covered in sweat. He shouts, damn it. I'm dying. If I use that move twice, I really will die. Then he notices the Demon Lord subordinates and says, damn it. No matter how I look at them, they don't seem like good people. Suddenly, he hears a voice in his head saying they are called the Amchin Dark Heaven. The Fire King struggles to stand and says, I see. Amchin figures, those bastards. Do you know where we are? The Divine Doctor replies, this is the Sichuan Tang clan. The Fire King looks around and says, unfortunately, the battle here seems already over. This is driving me crazy. He turns to the Divine Doctor and asks his name. The old man replies, it's Dong Bong, sir. The Fire King asks, do you have an alias? Dong Bong answers, I'm not a martial artist, so I don't have one. One of the Demon Lord subordinates steps forward threateningly, but the Fire King keeps talking. He asks Dong Bong, your dantian was destroyed, yet you say you're not a martial artist. Dong Bong explains. I only learned a little basic training because I couldn't refuse my master. My true calling is medicine. The Fire King looks surprised and asks, the divine healer. Dong Bong says humbly, I'm just a worthless old doctor. The Fire King finally stands up and laughs. Now I understand everything. Thank you for saving this old man who was on the brink of death. Dong Bong replies, young Master Jin crossed the Central Plains to find me. He begged me and said he'd do anything to save Hero Jeek. The Fire King glances at the unconscious Jin Taekyung and thinks, what a foolish kid. He relaxes for a moment, then covers his body with flames of fire aura. It'll be hard because my dantian is damaged, but Taekyung, please take care of that child. Use every bit of strength you have and run as far as possible. He steps forward to fight, but suddenly his face fills with shock. He senses a powerful presence approaching. The divine doctor also stands up, holding his injured arm, and says, it doesn't seem time for your final blaze just yet. The Fire King feels the aura and thinks, this feeling, I only encountered it once long ago. It's an aura I could never forget. The divine doctor smiles and says. You're late, Master. The Fire King is still in shock. A powerful figure steps forward, releases his energy, and uses the technique, Killing Star. The Demon Lord's subordinates quickly turn around and one shouts, who are you? But in a flash, the powerful figure moves between them. They don't even see him coming. He stops in front of the Fire King and divine doctor. Behind him, the heads of several subordinates fly into the air. They have been cut off instantly. The powerful figure looks at the Fire King and says calmly, it's been a long time, Fire King.